Spark, in association with HP, Solutions for the Adaptive Enterprise.
The safest city in the world, how Singapore is using technology to beef up its security. Plus, the cars, the star. Find out how BMW is marrying safety with style. And technology tackling trauma, how virtual therapy is helping those touched by tragedy. Hello and welcome to Spark. Now we bring you this edition of the program from what is possibly the safest country in the world. Now to some, Singapore is better known for its anti-littering laws and its anti-terror campaign, but with looming security threats like the Jemaah Islamiyah terror network, Singapore has launched its own war on terrorism, a war that is very much driven by technology. Only Kun has a hazardous haul, but this trucker is ready to ride. His wheels are wired to stay on course thanks to a vehicle tracking device hidden in the dashboard. Now, if you were to go off course, what would happen?
Okay, I'll make a left turn here. Okay, the sounding of the horn will be activated. The hazard lights will be activated. In the future, my truck will come to a stop.
Ong's truck is linked up to this civil defense bunker located 3 stories beneath the ground. Now it's here that these government officers can monitor and control the movements of all vehicles containing hazardous materials and prevent them from being used as weapons of terror.
Alarm. Alarm.
U.S.-listed tech firm Estrada is the brains behind the system.
If you look at Singapore, it's got a highly populated, small, contained space. A lot of hazardous vehicles driving round. The Singapore government recognised that while there might not be an actual terrorist act, it's too much of a risk to take.
Singapore's Deputy Prime Minister calls terrorism an ongoing threat. He's turned to tech to beef up security.
As a small nation in Singapore particularly, we try to leverage on technology as much as possible because technology multiplies our capabilities.
At the border, all Singaporeans will be scanned before leaving the country. And by October, they'll receive new biometric passports shipped with their facial details. The government is also fortifying its virtual borders with plans to create a cyber threat monitoring center. More than half of all Singaporeans have access to the net. That's a lot of exposure to hackers and cyber criminals. In Singapore, it's better to be safe than sorry. So safe that Singapore monitors all computer activity.
You have to try and get yourself into the minds of terrorists and say, how can I attack a country like Singapore? They have hardened their borders, difficult to smuggle people and bombs in. They have protected their vehicles, they have protected their ports. What else? What is their vulnerable point? Possibly their computer systems.
The writer William Gibson said Singapore is micromanaged by a state that has the look and feel of a very large corporation. That iconic status makes Singapore an obvious target. The skyscrapers, home to multinational companies, the ports and shipping lanes that handle a quarter of global trade, the 4 million people who call Singapore home. Only Kun enjoys an extra layer of protection. His truck is just one of 500 outfitted with the special tracking device. Now, the government is watching his every move, but he says that doesn't bother him one bit.